everyone. We are back with the next episode of the Raiders Rambles. I am Jolt, your chief host of the show, and joining me, as always, is my co-host Noble.
I'm disappointed because last week we didn't get as much news about people getting drunk and then passing out because of the high humidity.
Well, I'm actually thinking because yes, there's been a lot of hate and all that stuff up here as well in the mainland.
Just for the US viewers, last week was Australia Day. Well, that was Monday.
Yes, well, that's exactly why we had a long week. I enjoyed my long weekend of not doing much and not watching people. But no, this is 2026. We're not allowed to say Australia Day. We are supposed to say Invasion Day. Get with the times.
What? Invasion Day?
Yeah. Yeah, that seems to be the trendy thing, thinking that, the Europeans invaded Australia and colonized it for their own. And Australia apparently always was and always will be Aboriginal land. Okay. Now to prevent
Yeah, that statement's bullshit because they weren't always here. They sort of walked here or boated over here, and then they sort of technically the first people here. Always
yes,
bullshit.
and then you know what? They unfortunately didn't have the intellect or whatever to cobble together a functioning civilized society.
Hey, Jolt, that was the Tasmanians, not the mainlanders. There's a difference.
Same shit, different piece of land. Same shit. Anywho, we will call it I'm still going to call it Australia Day. Never Invasion Day. But that aside, long weekend aside, we are joined by none other than Orange Doggo Avira.
Hey guys, hope you're having a happy Friday or whatever day it is you're listening to this.
Saturday morning, your lottery numbers are 5, 37, 2.
Right. Oh, okay, so you live in the future. I get that, right? You're like halfway around the world for me. And funny thing about like Australia being the temperature as hot as it is, today I went into work and it was 8 degrees, like single digits cold, man. And it's been under 32 degrees Fahrenheit for the last 2 weeks, which means everything, like all the ice is basically like solidified as granite. So everything here is cold and very, very difficult to manage, and it's hard. So I'm jealous of you guys, even though, like you said, passing out from heat exhaustion, yeah, that's not good. The extremes are pretty bad, but I'd rather it be warmer because right now, where I am in New York, it is super, super cold, man. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, I've heard about all the crazy winter storms happening in your neck of the woods right now, and not just in your state, but in a lot of other states as well. It's nuts. Freaking flight groundings and all of that, and just overall general crazy stuff. And it's happening more and more.
Well, thankfully, I didn't schedule any flights or anything. But I think we are supposed to get like a dusting or something. Maybe on Sunday, we're going to get some more snow.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not going to melt away the next day because it's been freezing like consistently. So we'll see what happens. But aside from that, I'm doing as well as I can, and hope everyone else is too.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, let's see what we got going on.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. Hope we're doing as best as we can. We all are. We're just along for this ride. And that's, pretty much it. So, we have to start this story off a tale of two nights stories. And to demonstrate this point, I want to lay out a picture of a crossroad that says, which way, whatever facsimile you want to put in, Western man, white man, whatever. And on one side is the side with all the ruins and dead trees and fallen castles, and it's this one here. Yes. Okay. Title from an article title: 1348 Ex Voto's lesbian night is the shake-up the medieval genre needs.
Right.
1348 Ex Voto's lesbian night is the shake-up the medieval genre needs. Who needs it exactly?
Yeah, who needs it
People
exactly?
who are super insecure.
Yeah. Who's asking for this? I don't think anybody asks for this. Who's promoting this exactly? Ex Voto?
Yeah, who's exactly?
Like, where's this going? Okay. So is she supposed to be like a Joan of Arc character where she pretends to be a man to fight, the holy fight and all that goodness? Or is this just like she's a straight up lesbian and she's just is a crusader for all of the lesbianisms? what's going on here? I don't know. This is weird.
Yeah, well, it's a bit of a stretch. I mean, of course, I don't think she'll ever hold a candle to, of course, the legends like Joan of Arc. Nuh-uh. Or even like on the list here, Isabel of Conches, North Shield Maiden Lagertha, and so forth. And
No, this is a historic. Oh, go on.
Yeah, go on. Yes, this is supposed to be a historic game, but this game here, let's get a quick brief. Set in 1348, Ex Voto tells of a female knight on a quest of chivalry to save her lady love after she is kidnapped. She's not the first lesbian knight to exist, but this is developers going down the gauntlet, making a game its own way. You're already going to take historical accuracy flack for featuring a woman, so making her gay doesn't actually feel like it moves the needle. It's hard to imagine a person being outraged at only one half of that equation. Bruh.
Yeah. So this was set in the year 1348, but it's not based on a real story or anything. This is just a fictional character, right?
Yeah, this is a fictional character. This is a thingo.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting story, and this is something where I can. This might be a weird opinion, but I'm kind of okay with this because when it comes to the storytelling, okay, here's a person who might have some kind of skills when it comes to chivalry and bravery and whatnot. And yeah, their lover was taken, and they want to rescue the damsel in distress. I mean, that's reasonable. I can get that. Like, if my boyfriend was captured, like, of course I would try to rescue him and fight the dragon. If I was a knight in a magical world, sure.
There are women in history that they could be making games out of. I mean, one of them I'd like to see is Olga of Kiev. Yeah, I'd love to play the part where she turns around and burns the village to the ground.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a good one.
You got to take the pros. Yeah, right? Well, you have to take the pros and cons of this because obviously they did not have to go with the fictional lesbian character angle.
Look,
obviously the people behind this, they have an agenda. We all know that.
The way the news article is at least displayed initially, they're trying to act as if, change must occur. It's like, well, no, there's always a, well, what if sort of scenario. Instead of turning around and saying, yeah, fuck you, we're tired of heroic men turning around and doing heroic things. It's like, yeah, that's a trope. There's a reason it exists, and there is a fan base for it. To turn around and say, yeah, we don't need your fan base anymore, that hasn't exactly gone. Anyway, but there are going to be people who play this anyway, but...
Yeah, but that was a good point, Noble, that you brought up, like, the whole what-if situation. And it's not about progress and change because this is taking place in the 1300s, right? Lesbians obviously existed then and beforehand. To make a game specifically about this is pretty weird. They could have just made it a dude and left it at that, but they had to make it a lesbian for reasons, right?
Yeah, reasons.
So I wonder if doing this is going to alienate a certain portion of the demographic that their target audience is marketed for. You know, like, they didn't have to go this angle.
Yeah. So
This is one of
who
those
would be
cases
interested in
where,
buying
yeah.
a game like this in the first place, anyway?
I mean, if it's a good story, if the mechanics of the game are fun, you know, it's cool. Like you enjoy playing it, then okay. It has to be a good story. That's the only, I guess, reason or viable explanation of why LGBTQWXYZ LMNOP people should be involved in these games. Not to force an agenda, but sure, they exist. Okay. And then a game like this to be able to do that, sure. But I still feel like it's alienating a lot of audiences because they see it as a political agenda. And I hope it's not trying to be that. It's just, they just treat it as, oh, my lover is taken and we're going on a quest to go save her. Okay. The gender
Well,
of the character really shouldn't even matter at that point.
the way the story is presented, it does show that they're going to go down the activist route, which is usually where people draw the line.
Ah, bummer. See, that's what I
mean-
was hoping wouldn't happen.
Well, Doctor Who's perhaps an excellent example because you have even the diehard fans going, well, the last Doctor was a, well, that failed.
Yeah. So anyway, the one thing that really you have to look at aside from all of this is, of course, for design. Yes, all you have is what we've got is a
Hang on. How much armor does she have?
Well, she's got that on her arms. Presumably has shoulder pads behind, beneath the cape, and essentially, but what I'm actually interested in now is that what ahead?
Yes, that's very iconic bowl cut that a lot of monks back in the day had.
Yeah.
And what they would do is, if they were able to keep the bowl cut like this, they would even shave the top of their head and leave kind of a ring around their head, kind of like to mimic a halo. So that was kind of the idea behind that.
Hey, here's a question. Want to go with a Xena look?
Right,
Xena?
why don't we make her,
Xena warrior princess.
Right, something like that. Why don't we at least give her, let her grow her hair out, become,
because you'd have to maintain a haircut like that, and
I think
a little
for
difficult.
For functionality purposes, like if you're wearing a helmet, if you're in battle, having long hair, you have to like wrap up in either a braid or a bun, and that could be kind of tedious and get in the way. A haircut like this would kind of make sense, even though it's a little bit, dare I say, drastic and kind of forward. It didn't have to be all that bowly, but it didn't. I like how they did at least use the classic design of the monk style bowl cut. They didn't have to go with the modern kind of shaved, buzz cut lesbian sort of thing. So they didn't go with a modern style. That's at least one thing I can check off, which is positive for this.
I'm sorry,
right?
But I'm sitting here thinking, what's the breastplate going to be like?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. Is it flat or is it breasted?
See, here's the thing. Anytime there is a female knight that's brought up in either like D&D or whatever genre, you have a segment of actual women who like to adhere to more realistic sort of standards, will take what is shown and then pick it apart piece by piece. And it's really fascinating when people use a design that would be horribly uncomfortable and you base their whole suit out of that. That really gets me, to be honest. Because instead of turning around and going,
yeah, right?
okay, this body shape, in historical sense, how would it look? And go with that instead of going, well, whatever look they're trying to go for, without realizing, oh, that would actually cause an issue.
Okay, so for this character in the game, are there any like frontal pictures of her? Like, does she have a female-looking type of armor, or is it more the flat-chested kind of thing? Because we only saw her from the side from those pictures, so I'm not sure.
Sorry.
No,
No dragons, please.
she'll be flattered in Kansas.
Hey, no dragons! That's right.
Look, in that case, she'd better be like small chested. Otherwise,
Yeah,
it
like a
doesn't make
size
sense.
A or something, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're gonna get crushed and you can't breathe properly. Like that's not good. You have to have functional armor for sure. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I still,
what else about the game? Does it have good
no,
feedback
it's
so far?
well.
Like what?
Here's the weird thing. Like, you write a game about like this, about a lesbian knight whose lover has been kidnapped, and where do you take the plot line from there? Like
Yeah,
they seem to
exactly. They
think
did.
here's the thing. Like, they think that they're gonna make a plot line that sounds like it's not historically accurate, but it sounds like it's plausible enough to have actually happened. Like, where do you take a plot line like that? Like, when you have a premise set up.
Well, first, you have to get your trusty steed, a horse that identifies as a mule, or no, sorry, yeah, a mule that identifies as a steed.
No, 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 no,
So
no,
even
no,
if
no,
you're
no,
riding a
no.
donkey, the donkey must identify as a steed. So that's okay.
Right.
That's
No, no, no,
included.
no, no. It needs to be a unicorn.
Yes, of course.
Avira,
That's
you're
to
such an
identify
ass.
as a unicorn. What do you mean? It's true. That's what you got to do, right? Nowadays, I identify as a unicorn. Well, then you can't question your pronouns. Then that's fine. So she's
Are
gonna
you
go
just
rescue her lesbian lover. Okay.
okay? Avira, are you just trying to make the whole game a bit more horny than it has to be?
Ha! Horny. But
No, what have you
you did
done? I'm
it.
laughing this hard now. What have what have you done?
Well, the other thing I should ask is whether or not does she actually have a horse in the game or any kind of mount in the game itself? Has that been released?
Oh, possibly so. I've got to watch subject myself to watching the trailer though, and I'm not sure I'm actually willing to take the risk even for science.
Ah, boy. Well, that could be an interesting feature, like the kind of horse she would ride.
Yeah, or that sort of thing though. Either way, it's it'd be interesting to see how this story would unfold if you're willing to shell out for it though.
Yeah. How
On
much is
now,
this game? Like $375?
no, actually, it's actually, I don't know, but considering how much thing is on Steam, then it's it'll be going
Yeah. So it
through
would
for
be
like
what, like
normal,
60 bucks?
prime, normal price on release.
So
Like, more like this would
normal
be like
price would
I
be.
have the feeling that this would be like a B grade game or something. So it'd probably be charging like $45 at most. So
Okay. I mean,
maybe,
that's still $45. So like that's not super cheap. So it better be a decently moderate game, right? I'm not going to spend $45 to be bored about some lesbian radical activist. Like that's not what I came to play a game for. I feel
No
like a lot of
dragons.
gamers feel the same way, and that's why they're losing money. Oh,
No
no
dragons,
dragons? We
please.
got
Also
another
had
comment?
one. Don't worry, it'll come to Xbox Woke Pass. I'm pretty sure Nintendo will also get that, and maybe Microslop
probably yes,
in
yes.
time.
Because I
Yeah.
know it's out there. I've seen the listing on Steam and all that. So we'll see.
Mhm.
Now, on the other end of the path of the crossroads that I'm just describing is a shiny forest with where all the vegetation is alive. And so we have a game called Knight's Path. And this is what one of the female characters in this game would look like in comparison to 1348.
Oh, okay. So this says Knight's Path developer responds to Larian developer inquiring about snail romance. Hello, Knight's Path. Isn't Baldur's Gate 3? I'm afraid. as a small indie team, we simply can't afford to mocap for bears or snails for those kinds of scenarios. Okay.
Can you
So
zoom
this
in
is
on the
their
picture,
character.
the
Yeah,
screenshot?
yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's a Twitter tweet, so I'm gonna have to open this up just a second. I can do that though.
Okay.
So let me just quickly read this. I know the tweet says introducing Amelie, one of the female characters you can form a romantic relationship with in the game. And look at her design. How do you like female characters to be represented visually in RPGs? That should be it.
Morbidly
You know,
obese whales.
not an obese whale or that one a head haircut.
Yeah. This is fine.
This is perfect, and
This is totally fine.
it's
Yeah.
at least and Knight's Tale, from the look of it, is offering a more grounded take on fantasy. It's
Mhm.
not Baldur's Gate 3. Like, it's not that kind of druid becomes bear and you can have degenerate sex with it level of dingo.
I still wonder why they released that publicly.
Yeah. So essentially, because they're like this, no, they were asked, I hope you'll add LGBTQ representation in the game. And you know what the developers said? We care about
Yeah.
gaming and fun, and fun, not modern agendas.
That is the proper response. Like, we don't care about representation like that. It's not about being politically active. We want to make a game that appeals to everybody. Now,
if they wanted to be realistic, they should
right?
look. Sorry, if they wanted to, expand that sort of BS, it's bi and pedophilia. I know it's going to be hard to understand, but if you look at historical sort of way people acted, you'd find that that was a little bit more common. Horrendously.
Yeah, a lot of the LGBT stuff, especially the whole trans community, a lot of groomers. There's a lot of pedophilia going on, a lot of grooming.
No, I meant
really
in
messed up.
historical sense.
And then they use games to target kids. So there's that.
I mean
sadly.
more in a historical sense. If you look at samurais from Japan, even they had children.
Oh yeah, like as apprentices and stuff. Yeah.
And if you watch movies from the 70s, 80s, and 90s of the 1500s, the 1400s, that sort of era, they do actually drop a couple of things of people being pedophiles, but that treated as an everyday thing and not something that's repulsed like today.
So that's probably why a lot of leftists love this kind of game, right? Delving back into that, and they're like, "Oh, we could totally use this," because they affiliate with that. Lovely.
Mm-hmm. So, in that sense, though, like we said, with with this sort of thing, like, you've got to decide where you want to support your fantasy in. Like, would you prefer that tradition always rules out, and that the medieval genre is fine the way it is, or does it need to be shaken up?
I think there's so much potential for the medieval drama, a time period. I mean, there's so many different storylines, so much avenues they could go down, and it does not have to be something that is, the current thing. It doesn't have to be that. It could be any kind of relevant, historically, even like subpar historically accurate. It's a very fascinating history of this time period. Yeah, I think it could totally work without having to inject political ideology. That's my opinion on that.
Where would things where things would get really interesting is if they decided to have a game where you had two choices. You either go after your husband, who's been kidnapped, or you go after your secret lover, who happens to be a woman. Now, the marriage itself, the marriage itself is only for show, and those do exist, especially in today's world. So fuck you if you think it doesn't. But the real sort of relationship is between, the woman. So it's still a lesbian relationship. It's just, what do? Do you go with saving face, or do you pick true love?
Oh, that'd be a good twist, man. That's proper writing right there for sure. Yeah, I don't think they're going that route. It seems like they're very gung ho about this being a damsel in distress rescue mission where it's a lesbian themed kind of avenue that they're going down. That's what that is.
There have been lesbians in history that turn around and put
Yeah,
on
of course.
a
I'm not
show of
denying
being
lesbian or whatever.
straight.
I'm just saying, but like, yeah, of course. I just hope the game is fun. That's really all I care about. I don't care if the main character is a lesbian or whatever, so long as they're not trying to put a political agenda on people. If you want to go rescue your damsel in distress, your lover, hey, yeah, let's play the game. Hopefully, the mechanics work out well. It's fun to do. It wastes a lot of time, and all is well with the world. That'd be fine for me. I don't care. That representation or whatever. That doesn't mean anything to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, what, Joel? What are the kind of responses we're getting from people? Are they happy about this, or is it more
I
of a mixed kind of
honestly, they're
bag?
more happy with the traditional way of doing this, Knight's Path.
Okay.
In fact, it actually got like 200. They've basically made a tweet saying that they've got 100,000 and an increasing number of wish lists. Like they want this game to come out and they want this game to be good. The actual good fancy, not the 1348 game where where you be a lesbian.
Mhm.
That's on the trending down. And
Yeah.
even then,
Yeah.
like the social media team of 1348 has actually even publicly made a statement on this. And that
Okay.
all they had to say is, don't forget to wish list and note the release date for your modern agenda. That's 12th of March, 2026.
All right.
She looks like a monk. I'm sorry, but when I look at her, I see a
Yeah.
monk, not
Yeah.
a
You're
knight.
right.
That's what
Yeah.
Avira said exactly. And you.
Yeah. Like Crusader Cat has a very similar haircut to that, which is like a monastery type of monk, a very devout Christian. But that's for males. Women didn't do this. I don't think they did. But she's trying to pretend to be a man, or she's emulating what men in the church would do when they style their hair in such a fashion. So that's what we're seeing historically. I mean, like that's what they're trying to do.
It'd be really funny. The braids that women can get that they can do. Yeah, put a ball at the end of that made of iron. So all she has to do is fling her head and you smack someone in the face with it.
Oh my goodness, like she's whipping her braids all around and just swinging a freaking iron ball and hitting people in the cranium. Oh my goodness gracious, bro.
Yeah, think of it like a permanently attached mace.
Yeah, like a spiked iron mace or whatever. Oh my goodness, that'd be gnarly.
Dude,
yeah, well, she can't do that with her bowl cut now because she does not have enough hair to secure it.
No, you're right. Like you basically improvise yourself like a flail, except that with an iron chain, the metal ball is held together by braided hair.
Yeah,
exactly. You swing it around with it. There you go. Now that's something I want to see.
Now that would be a very silly feature in this game if it was possible, but they didn't think that creatively. And of course, she already has her hairstyle, which is, what monks would do essentially in temples. Looked like the bowl cut stuff.
Here's the thing, just because your fantasy is grounded and realistic doesn't mean you can't be zany and over the top.
You are 100% correct. Yes. There ain't no laws you're breaking if you want to be totally creative with it and just get out there and be zany and bonkers. Yeah, 100%, man. Love it.
Yeah, that's exactly what gaming is, the over-the-top moments are sometimes the best.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, with that, I think you would say, we're we're going to go venture off this path. I hope you make the choice that that suits your preference, whatever it may be,
Mhm.
whichever game you choose to get. But now we're going to go through and look at a different game that has now become a meme and that sort of thing. So the UK, I'm sure you've heard on the news a couple weeks back that the British government has made a game called Pathways.
Yes.
Not a game. Yes.
Not really.
And as it turns out, what it actually served to do is to chastise people for actually wanting to protect the country and to cut off immigration by by referring them to extremist specialist trainers or whatever have you if you slid the scale too far in support of protecting your country. And that was
Yeah.
a bit of a zany news article. Like, you would think that the British government has gone a bit like off the scale with that. So here's where the meme comes in. In a particular scene of the game, there is a character here, Amelia, this lady with purple hair. And this thing,
Okay.
Amelia, Charlie's close friend, has made a video encouraging young people in Bridlington to join a political group that seeks to defend English rights. Right. And
Okay.
suffice it to say,
I'm with you.
the British government, has basically tried to frame Amelia as the villain in this game. All because
Well, he is going
yeah.
against the government, so I guess legally they could do that, but it's for the cause. As a protagonist, you don't see it that way, right?
No. It's
Yeah, of
one of
course
those
not.
things. Yeah, here's the funny thing. No Dragons has got this idea. The British government made a game to hate the British government. How like the Brits.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. It's the propaganda, dude. I can't believe that's real. How sad. Like, how far has the British Empire fallen from controlling a quarter of the world now to this? Don't be offensive. Free. So cringe, man.
Well, they did abandon
And
their PowerPoint. Well, their point of power. Sorry.
yes, you're right. They did. They did. So how does that reflect in games? Like, is this supposed to change people's minds? Do you think this is going to change people's minds, or is it just going to be more of that nauseating crap that nobody wants to deal with? Because that's what I'm thinking most normal people are thinking when they see this stuff.
Well, judging
Doesn't
by
make
how
sense.
the game's been advertised, it seems like they're literally focusing on more that. Sorry, they're acting more woke,
Yeah.
which generally doesn't help a situation whatsoever. To simply state that a person is saying, we don't want immigration at all into this country, that's fucking retarded. If someone says they want to, control it a little bit more and make sure they don't let in too many people that overstrains the actual country or regions they're being sent to, that's more reasonable, because the last thing you want to do is to turn around and the price of everything skyrocket because there's too many people wanting to buy everything.
Well, it's totally reasonable, I think, to have both opinions. To stop immigration completely, yeah, I think that's fine. That's a completely reasonable and something that can be done, to just stop the borders, stop immigration. Yeah, completely possible to do if a nation wanted to do that, if they had to, under invasion or economic crisis, civil war, something like that. Of course, they could say, hey, we got too many people, closing the borders, come back next year, or whatever it might be. Shut the door to immigration. That could be possible too. We have too many people, at least here in America. It got so bad under Biden, like 10 million people plus invaded our country. Like, it's so bad here, man. Oh, you don't even
Here
know.
in Avira, here in Australia, we had some stupid woke retard turn around and go, "Oh my god!" Like thousands of foreigners were coming into the country. No, they weren't actually foreigners. See, they paid attention to how many people were coming into the country via aircraft, not who were immigrating. So it was put in the news as if thousands of people were actually immigrating. No, the number was significantly lower. These were just people traveling. So if you immigrated to Australia and you'd been here for like 10 years and you decided to travel to another country, not the country you came from, but a completely different country and come back, they considered that to be someone immigrating into Australia when they were simply going on an overseas holiday, which is, sorry, but that is the most fucking retarded thing I ever came across in the news. Oh, I mean, there was that disability bill that was trying to be pushed that, it was fucking bad.
Wow.
But
okay.
See,
there's a little bit of a different circumstance here because people want to come to America and they will literally cross the river to die for it. They will hire coyotes to traffic children across the border. We have been invaded in this country, like 10 million people plus. That's the lowest rate. It's probably more. It's like maybe twice. 20 million illegal criminal alien invaders attacked our country.
Avira,
now they're here.
Why are you forgetting about the tunnels?
Oh, of course, the tunnels. How can I forget about the tunnels? Yeah, they do that too. Why not? What the heck?
Anywho, to get back into this whole thing, now this character as Amelia has become a hero. A hero for the to the British folk. Like contrary to what the government had intended for her. That is, that you are evil and wicked if you want to protect, British rights, your country, your own people, cap immigration.
Okay.
And the memes have started, and since then the memes have started flowing. Take a look at this.
Oh goodness. yeah. This seems about right. yeah. Best meme I've seen of Somalia. She's just sitting there smoking and watching a photo burn. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything about this woman, the cartoon woman, or at all regarding this, but I have looked into how other countries, especially countries that don't speak English, handle immigration. So if you think that it's just people being racist, pull your fucking head out of your ass and go look at how other countries act. I mean, shit.
It's not about race. It's not. It's about people undocumented leeching off the system that you can't afford. Yeah, and especially in America, when you got like 15 million of them. Some of them are Canadians.
Yeah, well, the point right now right now, I guess we got to get back into this. There's a whole lot of them though. Like, dude, I think you just love to see this. Like, people are going all in. And someone's even...
Oh, yes. This is great. I saw the real video of this woman doing this where at first I wasn't sure what you were talking about. I thought you were talking about something else, but yes, this is the Iranian woman
basically, lighting up a cigarette and
that's her name, right?
Getting a photograph of the head twat of the UK.
Okay, yeah. So that's her name, Amelia. She did a brave thing. If she were to post this online in Iran like last year, she would have been beheaded or publicly
executed. If Amelia would have been posting this, in present day, she would be what's it called? She'd be locked up.
Oh yeah, she'd be killed. She's not wearing the hijab. Yeah, she's not wearing the burqa, I think they call it. She's not covering her face. Nah, she's like, I mean, even though she has purple hair, she's a rebel. Okay, fine, but hey, she literally lit the image of the Ayatollah on fire and then lit a cigarette and recorded that. Women can't be doing that in Iran, at least under their regime.
Oh no, women can do that.
Quite a severe punishment.
See, Avira, a woman in Iran can in fact do that. It's just the consequences. You end up dead.
Yeah, she can't go out in public without a burqa on. That's the problem. That's the main problem. She has no freedom at all. Like, she dyed her hair purple. I'm sure she's very proud of that. It looks cool for her. And she's like, oh, I want to go out in public. Nope, you have to cover up. Women have no rights. Well, not no rights, but they don't have the same rights we do in the West. Not even close.
No, because in the West, women can start a business. Don't forget there's Oprah.
Oh, yeah. Well, they can't do that in Iran. It's way worse than Iran. Like, it's a scary country. It's surprising that places like Iran and North Korea are even like real places. Seems like we're living in
But
like a
they are.
simulation.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Iran is yeah, you're right. Like, Iran is backwards. So crazy there. And this woman, she's like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go light my cigarette. It was only, I think, like what, a 10-second clip maybe, but that went
Oh, I believe it.
pretty
Like,
viral everywhere because that makes a statement.
it only
That
takes a
made a
couple of
statement.
seconds, and then people just jumped in,
Huh?
and they just resonated with her enough to the point
Yeah,
where
but it
the
wasn't.
government can't put the genie back in the bottle now. It's too late.
Oh no! Considering they've killed over 10,000 people at this point, like they've literally just gunned them down. The protesters. How are they gonna deny that? I think the recent number I've heard was about 18,000 people, just body bags in the streets. Like, people protesting. Granted, I'm not on the side of Iran, but when they say that,
Anyway,
oh well,
I think
everyone's all violent, some of them
we
could be a
have
little bit,
gone too
but
down the
yeah,
track. It's
Don't forget,
yeah, a little
there's
bit,
always
yeah.
fake news.
There's
yes,
a lot of fake news out there for sure, buddy.
yes.
Any more
I
memes we
have
got?
no idea how you decide how you. Yeah, we went on this crazy loophole the way it did.
Oh,
So
you posted the
in
image of
the
that girl, so
yeah, how we basically went from around talking about her to going on to another third world shithole that's basically like in a dump where she had nothing to do with. Anywho, but I guess that's the nature of the thing. Like, we ramble on about shit, and that's just what it is. So that is whatever. Because anyway, there's still more of this stuff. We've got other stuff to talk about. We've got other things that that we can cover. And to follow up, we're going to move to the trail of movies, and now we have more stuff about a movie that we covered a couple of years back. I remember, like, we talked about this. Like, you watch a Super Mario movie, right?
yeah.
The original one the original and the one that was recently released, yes.
Yes. The 2022 one that had Jack Black as Bowser and all that good stuff. And I watched that on the big screen with an old friend of mine. Yeah.
Okay.
And now they finally showed us what Yoshi's gonna be like in the movie, and all that, and a couple of other trailers too. It's crazy.
Oh, cool. Okay. I mean, is it cool? What's it gonna be like?
Cool? Yeah. We're gonna give me a second. We're gonna fire up and watch the trailer. Of course. Not on
groovy.
YouTube. Otherwise, we're gonna. So
Get a strike.
Here we go.
Whoa.
Oh, you're here. Now, where's the troubled pipe?
Ah, they go to Mexico.
Exactly. Sí, señor.
¿Por qué? Okay, first of all, I love how they use the original sound effects. Like, that's nostalgia. That's pretty good.
It's symbolic.
There's the problem. Hey. It's all right.
Mm-hmm.
Who is this?
Yoshi. Come on.
So some dinosaur just shows up and he's now part of the group. Cool.
Oh yeah, they ripped that from Jurassic Park.
Frogot
Yeah, I know.
he
I
got
noticed
his
that too.
dominance asserted to him. Frogot.
It could have been ripped more of like an homage or something. I'm sure they had permission for it. It's like the Wilhelm scream or whatever you see in a lot of movies. But okay, so that was an interesting trailer. Oh, what do you think?
Well, at least they kept up with the aesthetic.
That's true. Yeah, looked pretty good.
Sorry, I've been watching a bit of anime lately, and sometimes the difference between one show and another is psychotic.
Right, like
Drastic,
aesthetic
right?
consistency is very, very important depending on what kind, movie. Like, I mean, here, of course, like it shows, like it's exactly the same kind, animation style and aesthetic that he had from like the recently released 2022 one. That we like a
So,
couple years.
for me, I'm thinking I might actually go to the cinema and watch this one. When Zootopia 2 came out, I thought, no.
Oh, really?
It was watchable.
You didn't feel inspired to see?
The way Disney have been acting lately, it's got me sort of really disinterested in their stuff. I found the movie at least watchable when I did sit down and watch it, but still, this at least looks a lot better.
I totally get where you're coming from. Like Disney has been very disappointing over the last, man, I gotta say, almost 10 years. Disney has been very disappointing. They have a couple of gems here and there. I think Zootopia 2 was kind of good. I wouldn't say it was the best. Not as good as the first one, of course, but yeah, it kind of does put like a negative like taste in people's mouths to see a new Disney film, right?
So, what are you referring to, No Dragons, please, when you say 7 Deadly Sins?
He
An
must be talking
animation.
about an anime,
Maybe
and-
Pride.
No. It's about the animation style of a certain,
I don't think I've watched that one. There was one I tried to watch recently, which had its own unique style, but it just seemed like it was cheap 3D animation. Yeah, I don't think I've watched that one yet. But no, I have literally sat down to watch some anime in the past, and I've just gone, no. Nintendo definitely has a sort of bad thing going about him, but at least Illumination's the one who's running the show. So
At the very least, they have a good gist of they're the one behind the animation style of Minions and all that. So I guess they have the gist of what makes animation
I am going
resonate.
to absolutely hate it when some asshole decides to turn around and pick apart Minions because they're problematic or something. I mean,
Problematic. Ooh, yes.
Right, and then at the end of the day, it's another different thing. But to go back to the whole thing, at the very least, aesthetics is really important with keeping the whole movie stuff as consistent. Zootopia hasn't changed like aesthetically wise in the 10 years between its two movies, right?
No, but the thing that you should be aware of, is that Zootopia reworked the way fur is animated in cinema. So they didn't exactly have to change or do anything for the new investment when it came to doing the second movie.
They did that from the beginning when they were trying to develop new systems of how to animate fur to make it look more like photorealistic. And that was back in 2016, I believe this came out. Or no, 2019, right? When did Zootopia 1 come out?
Oh, I see what No Dragons is talking about.
Yeah, a while ago. Because they developed some new technologies then.
Look, Zootopia at least kept with the same animation.
The same world building, the same kind of aesthetic, yeah, for sure.
But if you watch something like the original Mulan cartoon movie from 1994, I think it was, you watch the second one, and then you watch the god-awful third one, you realize that you just wasted your life.
Oh, yeah, they totally went way off the rails there. They just embellished and got creative, quote-unquote, with it, and yeah, basically a nostalgic cash grab, yeah, we know that.
Disney's always doing that. Oh goodness.
Yeah, and then you got other stuff as well, like Sonic the Hedgehog movie, aesthetically consistent since 2020.
Oh, actually, it got better because they had more time to rework their whole mistake. If that's what you want to call it.
Yeah, well, their reaction to the backlash, they were able to do it. So
yeah.
Although I have to admit, Nintendo's got me seriously pissed.
oh no.
I mean, yeah, the current state of Nintendo, of course, you can arguably say that that's the problem. It's funny though, they actually are, because did you know I've recently Game Freak announced a trailer for a separate game that they're making, and a lot of the reception for that is saying that the people who make the Pokemon games, Game Freak, are not the problem. It's Nintendo.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you've seen the animation of it, and yes, no dragons, there was a third Mulan cartoon movie. Look it up. Wait.
Right. And so what we get is, Nintendo's basically just, yeah, a whole lot of other stuff. Instead, like they should just be doing more stuff instead of friggin' suing, the boogeyman in the room. Which, might I add, is like doesn't really care about what Nintendo does. They just want to keep doing their own thing. But the rest of Nintendo, absolutely fine,
Wait, there wasn't?
like the whole Mario stuff and all that seems to
Okay.
be,
Huh, that's weird. I thought there was a third Mulan movie.
Well, I thought there were two. There was the first one and the sequel.
Huh. It must have been Mulan
third
2
one
that
might
I
be like
unless of
remember.
course you're
direct-to-video.
counting the live action the live actionization of it as
No,
one.
the cartoon
Hmm.
versions of it.
Yeah, there were two.
Huh.
Mulan 3 got cancelled according to Google. Well, in that case, I suppose it's just
Oh,
what it is,
yeah.
though. Then that means,
And considering how the second one came out, yeesh.
yeah. Oh well, I suppose it's just what it is, though. It's what. So, what do you think now? Like, to go back into the whole Mario thing, like, what do you think now? Like, after what they did with the first one, what do you think about, the second movie? Like, you think you're excited to see this on the big screen?
Well, looking at the trailer that they've released, yes.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, I haven't been super keen on Mario because I've never was a Nintendo guy, but still.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, I was always a Nintendo guy. Like, since I was 5 years old, I grew up playing Mario on the Nintendo, like the original NES. So hearing those sound effects, like just in the trailer, was very nostalgic for me. And that kind of like rings a bell. Of course, that's why they did that intentionally, right? Because other people who played the games growing up, they would be like, "Oh, I remember that. That's fun," and like they would like to see that. So yeah, that makes sense. I
It's
think they
nice.
hit the nail on the head there. They definitely did.
It's nice to see that it's not only Nintendo that know how to run with nostalgia.
No, I know. I'm just saying, but like they did it well here. That's all I'm saying. I think so.
As long as they didn't do a repeat of the first one.
Yeah.
No, but I think they've really got it down pat here. So I'd say it's very clearly it's going to be like a great thing to go and have a watch of it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Considering now, like we are in a good golden age of animated movies and that nowadays. Yeah. I'd say this in between all the movies that are coming out, that are also going to be coming out as well. I'd say, we got it good, Oh, that's right. We got the Goat movie that's also coming out.
Yes, there is that as well.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Yeah. It took me a bit as well, like threw me for a loop as well. And then I saw some of the, the extra promotional material, but it's yeah, it's coming out next, February 13th.
Mm-hmm.
Or even
Yeah, another
earlier,
2 weeks.
depending on where you at. But
Yeah,
dude,
another 2 weeks or so. I've seen some of the trailers, and we've talked about this before. So interesting.
yeah,
We'll see how it goes.
the trailers, the promotional material. It's
Well, the
yeah.
animation style is, of course, the same guy that did the Spider-Man Far From Home, I believe that was.
Mm-hmm.
A similar type of stop motion looking kind of comic book style.
Yeah, and other stuff like Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, K-pop Demon
That's what I meant. Yeah,
Hunters.
Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the artists that made
Uh,
those popular movies now, the series
There
is
was
crazy.
that. What was it? The DreamWorks movie, The Cat, Puss in Boots, The Last Wish.
yes.
They literally decided
Yeah,
to go with the animation from Spider-Man, and somehow they not only managed to pull it off, but they also actually had a damn good story in it. I mean, yeesh.
Yeah, and that's like, I would say 51% of the issue. Like, as long as you have like a good storyline that the audience can follow, the characters get invested in it. That's very, very important.
Writing is as much as an important part as it is like with how the animation and the aesthetics and everything else. It all has to
for
come
sure.
together. And how the delivery of the voices, the acting, and all that. It all has to come together.
Yeah, like there's got to be a balance. It's not, it can't just be always boom, boom, flashy and extravagant and amazing. It looks beautiful, but there's no story to back it up.
Well,
and if there
don't
is a
forget,
really
we've
good
had
story,
Marvel.
but no effect. Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's
I mean, the
kind of
whole
what I'm
Marvel
getting at.
movie
Yeah,
franchise
you're right.
thing that took off. I mean, that was big,
Oh
and
my
then all of
God,
a
yeah.
sudden, it just smacked hard. I
Yeah,
mean, towards the
because
end of it, we had
I think
Miss
they went.
Bitchy Bitch. Sorry, we had Miss Bitchy
Dude.
Bitch turning around and trying to take control of everything. It's like, nah, no,
Yeah.
no.
Mhm.
You're so
Okay.
right.
So I guess that pretty much, it seems to be it for the week. It's been, it's been a bit of a subdued week, but we'll just close this up, and that's all the time we got. So who'd like to quickly make a statement?
Navira.
Not too much going on this week. A little bit. Like I said, guys. I hope everyone is doing as well as they can. This is very interesting. I don't really have too much of an opinion about these games on the matter right now. I think I pretty much said everything I had to say, so that's pretty much where I'm going to leave it.
Mm-hmm.
For me,
Yeah.
it's been a slow week to start with. I mean, I have to admit, when some company decides to put out a movie and just completely screw it up, like with that game, you have it. The start of the game, the name of the game is basically a date. You're asking to get it picked apart, and you have your hero as looking like or cosplaying as a monk.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't get over that. I mean, then there was also that other thing where Canada's apparently wanting to turn around and ban certain furry artwork. Yay, Canada!
It was like I looked at it and it was just some weird bill like regarding criminal correctional matters, gender-based violence, child protection, blah blah. But the way I wouldn't be too optimistic about it if they're gonna execute it properly. So leave the Canadians to their own problems and whatever it's there. Anywho, the day of the rake will be coming for them. But that's all we have. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed that as much as we did making this episode. As always, you can find our episodes on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, TuneIn, Player.fm, iHeartRadio, BitChute, and more. Well, quite a week, but it's fine. That's all we got for the week. Farewell, and until next time.
I got to go get my duct tape.
Bye.